Hey, this is the character mesh that I had originally designed, um, and I was coming back to it because the new mesh I made I wasn't really too happy with. I'm still not even sure I like this actual design, but I put so much work into it when I first made it. Yeah, so you should be able to change your look and character during the game, but not directly. If the player wants, they can interact with things in the world that changes them. Some blend shapes where you could make it more feminine, more masculine, or super buff. And that kind of works, oddly enough. I forgot all this work that I had already done on this thing. And the actual blend shapes, obviously, you can combine them. Um, yeah, the whole point of the character was that it was neither or of any particular thing. The aim was to try and get it to be androgynous as possible. Um, and yeah, I figured trying to make it racially universal was just a bit too hard, and I think it's best if it's just a random color. It is rigged, it is UV'd obviously, um, and I haven't added many animations to it yet. Maybe I could talk about the texture. It was painted at a high res, and I just shrunk it down. I tried doing some different techniques of do I use a um, no sampling compared to using a lot of sampling, or do some sampling and then no sampling. Um, I've had some mixed success in the past with using different techniques, but ultimately for this one, it just didn't matter. It all came back down to being pretty much the same pixels. And this is what it looks like with the morph targets and the wrap applied. I mean, I'm pretty keen to finally get some game action going where this can be seen in game. The only thing I have to figure out now is how to do animation blending. I was playing with the actual texture that I made, which is still incomplete. Just trying to figure out if, red is the color I wanted. Um, but I actually kind of like the purple one. Whatever uh, fatal something or other color morph GIMP gave me. It looks kind of cool. Unlike the other ones, which kind of look very limited in palettes, which kind of work, but not really the look I was going for. Here I'm trying to demonstrate the kick and the free kind of camera rotation, give it a bit more realism, and the claws, idle, and slashing. Eventually, there it is. Yeah, nothing fancy, just a holder, hopefully. So for the actual performance helping code that I've made, I'm trying to get a zone-based system running, but also inside the active zone are creatures that will sleep until the player is near them. So they will have a game state and a normal state. So in the game state, they're either loaded or unloaded, um, and if they are loaded, they are still visible, but they don't do anything. And if their state is so that they're close enough to the player, they actually start doing stuff. And the actual AI that they have is that so that they have a grouping mechanic where they all, like if they're in a group, they all try and head towards the same destination. But I've also implemented a scatter variable so that they will go randomly towards the point that they are all trying to get to, so it doesn't look so they don't all end up running in a straight line. All of that ended up being a little bit more spaghetti code. So I've tried to simplify that by pulling back on how much the AI is trying to get to the destination and just picking a random point somewhere closer to them than the destination, say no more than like 10% of the journey to the target as a rough estimation, so that they all try to get to that point or at least around that point. And yeah, so I've decided to restart this project again. I think this is the fifth or sixth time I've restarted this project. But each time I've learned something new and make it just that slight bit better.